All right, let's look at some football. We'll start it off with the Patriots and Dolphins. The Patriots are 10-3. They have clinched a tie for the AFC East title. They will, wrap it up at some point, probably right here. If they win this football game, that race is over. And the Patriots are going to be in the playoffs, but they're also going to be minus yet another player. And I think this is a really big injury to Rob Gronkowski. They've clearly been a better football team since he got back on the field. He expands the passing game. Gronkowski with a really bad injury last weekend. He's done for the year. I don't even know at what point he comes back next year. It's basically a complete blowout of the knee, and you knew it as soon as it happened. And yet still his team continues to find ways to win football games, but this can be difficult for them going down to Miami. The Dolphins are the second best team in the division, and they're still in the race. Everybody's in the race, basically, the AFC. The Dolphins are sitting at 7-6. They actually, I believe they control their own destiny. I don't have the playoff breakdown in front of me, but, if they win out, which is possible, they're going to be in the playoffs. So, it's a tough game, and at some point, I'm not going to say the Patriots are going to give up because they're never going to, but at some point, these things have to catch up with them. And if you recall, during the weeks that Gronkowski was not available to them early in the season, they really struggled to find an offensive identity. Now, some of the younger receivers have come on since that time and are better players than they were then, but this is still a team with a lot of issues. And the injury problems at some point have to start having an impact. I have not made a play on this game yet. I don't know if I will. But right now, I'm kind of leaning to the Dolphins, John.
Yeah, I got a sense that the Patriots really going to do fine the rest of the regular season. I think it's really a good spot for them. I mean, Miami comes off that game in the cold weather in Pittsburgh. It was a great effort to get the upset, but still, that's the same team that the Patriots just flogged 55-31. This Miami team still has a lot of problems. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, 20 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, not very impressive. A whopping 48 sacks. Let's not forget how the problems they've had with this offensive line. And even in last week's win, they gave up 412 yards to the Steelers. The loss of Gronkowski for the Patriots is significant for me for the postseason. I think the regular season is going to be fine because they're just going to adapt like they always do, go back to their 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. Another thing I see with this game would be a high-scoring one. You get the Patriots playing in warm weather in Miami. They're on a 47-22 run over the total. When they play the AFC, they're 36-16 over the total. So, Jim, I like the Patriots and the over in this one.
Well, traditionally, John, I respect your opinion there. That traditionally, division games tend to go under the total. That's because there's a lot of pressure on the teams. But I'm looking at this particular line on this game, and it's not that super high. It was at 46 a couple spots. We're still looking at 45.5, 46. It's not a bad number. Like you said, they're going to go back to the spread offenses, the 4 wides. Gronkowski, the difference, what happens, if you look at the first bunch of games where Gronkowski was out and then when he came back, is the red zone. The Patriots become a field goal team when they get the red zone. Without Gronkowski. With him, they were scoring touchdowns, and that means every time they score, it's 4 points less. Now, if that continues, it's going to be hard for this game to go over if they start kicking field goals again because he's out. Because he is a red zone monster. You just can't match up with him. If that happens again, it's going to be hard for this game to go over. Although my instinct with the game would be to say over in the game. But I'm going to probably pass this and see. The one thing about the Patriots this year, it's almost like they're too rich. They're almost like they're too rich to care. If you look at this team this year, they've come out in so many games and not played well early. And then they come back and they win. They won last week coming back. They've done this repeatedly throughout the year. It's almost like they're not focused. I mean, Belichick is a very wealthy man, a lot of championships. Brady, who has more money than Brady? Pretty wife, great house, a lot of championships. These guys just don't seem motivated to play the everyday routine stuff. Now, when they get down to it and they're behind, then they start to play. And they are brilliant. When they want to play, they're brilliant. You don't want to stand in their way. They did the same thing against Denver. I mean, they come back and they win. And it was Denver's up 28-0. Cleveland last week had them buried. And arguably, if they didn't have what I thought was a bad call by the refs, Cleveland would have beat them. So it was horrible. And so I just don't get the motivation from New England. And I understand they're talented and they're better than most teams. And they may be, when healthy, the best team in the AFC. Maybe. But they're not healthy. They seem to be undermotivated. You know you're going to get a lot of motivation out of Miami because they haven't been there in a long time. They're not going to come in cocky. They know they're the underdog. So I'm not real happy playing New England, depending on them, because they seem to only play in the second half of their football games, and I just don't know what to expect.
All right, we're going to check in with our man on the street right now, Jeff Saad from LVSS. Jeff has a free NFL total for us. Hi, Jeff.
Thanks, guys. Got a free pick coming up in the NFL, but first get the rest of December plays from Las Vegas Sports Service in basketball, NBA, NFL, and the Bowls for $19. That includes the college basketball game of the month Saturday and my NFL total of the month on Sunday. More than 2 weeks of action with LVSS for just $19. Call LVSS at 1-866-575-8916. Free play comes the NFL Sunday as the Redskins and Falcons meet in Atlanta. What's worse than the Atlanta defense? The Washington defense. The Redskins can't stop anybody. 27th in the NFL against the pass. The last 4 road games, Washington has allowed 24, 34, 45, and 31 points. Throw in a 38-20 September loss at Green Bay, and this defense has been a road disaster. At least they faced an equally bad defense this week in the Falcons, bottom 6th against the run and the pass. This Atlanta defense faced 5 straight conservative offenses that allowed 30, 23, 27, 34, 33, and 41 points to the Bucks, Jets, Seahawks, and Cardinals. This game is indoors, which will help the offenses and take the Redskins and Falcons over their total. Once again, get the rest of December from LVSS, college basketball, NBA, NFL, and the Bowls for only $19. That includes a college basketball game of the month on Saturday and my NFL total of the month on Sunday. More than 2 weeks of action for only $19. Call LVSS at 1-866-575-8916.
All right, thanks, Jeff, and good luck this weekend. Free plays every day. This is the easiest thing in the world. You don't have to do anything except just send a text message, and you're gonna get back free plays. Mine are by texting Kokin, COKIN, to 313131. I have one free play every day. Checking the records going back to the beginning of March 2012 when basically started this, plus 103 games. Plus 103 games to nothing. That would be the ultimate no-brainer. Text Kokin, COKIN, to 313131. Jim, same thing with you. A free play every day via text message.
It is a great, simple system. You pick up your cell phone, you text WINNER, WINNER, to 313131. Each and every day we'll send you a free play right to your cell phone. That's WINNER, WINNER, to 313131. Get a free play right to your cell phone. Nothing could be easier.